What's up, everybody? How are you? Welcome to episode 4. You know, what's kind of funny about this is we have only had the full crew for half of the episodes now. So we're doing great.
Yeah, that's not hard at this number, Jordan.
We're doing great, especially since last week's your next one. So we're going to be even lower on this percentage.
Next week is my last one.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sure.
Not what you said.
Anyways,
Restart.
welcome to episode 4 of Uncalled for. So it's like our golden episode, right?
Yeah, technically.
Golden episode, sure. We're 4.
The self-titled.
That was last week with
No, this
Kind
week
of.
is also
This is the
that was
true
Uncalled.
self-titled.
That was Uncalled 3.
This is
with
Uncalled
no,
3
it's the
plus
Uncalled
1.
4 minus
1, episode 3, and then now we got this. But anyways,
So maybe next week when we have 5, we can make it a
that's
third.
because
Titular.
Logan will be here. That is a fair point.
So you see,
That-
it all adds
Logan,
up.
you will love next week.
It's gonna be great.
That's all I'm going to tell you.
It's gonna be
So,
great.
if we have a Tim Cam, do we get a Logan Cam next week?
I don't have a camera, but we're gonna try to get one.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll try to get a Logan cam for that. But anyways, every Monday night, 7 p.m., we get together and we just talk about random stuff, I guess. I can't call it crap because sometimes we're serious, but a lot of the times it just seems to be ridiculous. Like birds aren't real.
Hey, that was very serious, all right?
Well,
Are you
I was
doubting?
enlightened.
Are you doubting?
I am a doubter in this one, yeah. So, John wanted to start things out.
yeah.
So,
I
John,
do.
go ahead, bring up your topic, and
So,
let's get into it.
Yeah. So obviously we all kind of like video games and the whatnot.
Maybe a
you
little
know,
bit.
Maybe just a little bit.
Just a tad.
Somewhat.
Some of us more than others. But E3 is this week. I believe it starts on Friday. And
Okay.
I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on what you're hoping to see.
Okay. And before we go into this, I just want to lead this off.
Yes.
That by the time this is on YouTube, E3 would have already happened.
Yes.
So it was in the past. It was a few days ago. This is being filmed or recorded, I guess,
Time
5 days before
Yeah.
E3. So, it's the Monday before it starts up. So just anything that we say, this is kind of like a prediction thing, I guess.
Yeah, kind of.
I just wanted to make sure that we said that now.
Yep.
So that way,
Yep.
later that was understood that it's,
confusing.
that way they're not like, oh, why are they saying what might happen even though it was 3 days ago? Like, are they that far behind? Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Okay, we're a week behind.
We're a week behind.
Speaking to the future.
Yes. But for me, there's a couple things I'm excited about. Anything Bethesda related, I'm super excited for.
Are they going to be at E3?
They are. They're
Yeah.
part of the Microsoft one, the Xbox one, whatever you want to call it. So they're part of that. And then Nintendo's going to be there. I'm super excited for that. Just anything and everything they have.
Well, Nintendo actually has their own. They're not technically a part of E3. They're
They're-
having their own thing during the E3 week.
What I read the other day was they have something at E3 and then they have an after event that's their own thing. Unless I was wrong.
I don't know. That was
Usually
my
it's
comment.
the same week, but it's not like.
Well,
Yeah.
the way I
Official
understand it
Nintendo.
at this point is that they're actually going to have a time chunk in E3 where
Yeah.
they actually show the video from Nintendo.
Gotcha.
Really?
That would,
Okay, that's
see
different then.
that.
That's different than normal. Usually it's not that way for Nintendo, but okay. Anyways,
and
continue.
then the
Why?
Other, that
What is the point?
they want to be
mean-
special.
But I don't know. No, that was kind of my comment against, I guess, because E3 used to be like the thing.
Yeah.
But now everything is separated.
Yep.
Uh,
Everything's got its own.
Sony's
thing.
got its own. Microsoft has had its
EA's
own.
EA announced they're doing one
like-
in July, I think.
It kind of
Like the
sucks now
EA
because
Which
State
is
of Play
interesting,
Yeah.
though, because a lot of these companies that you just mentioned are still sponsoring E3.
Yeah, they're still part
like
of it, like-
PlayStation and Nintendo are both still sponsoring E3.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
The big one for me, like back in April when they announced that they were actually going to do E3 this year, one of the big names that they had was going to be Konami. They were going to be there. They were going to have stuff, and then last month they're like, "Hey, so the timing's not right, and we're not going to be there," which I think is a little weird coming from a company that half of your year revolves around this weekend. And you said, yeah, we'll be there, we'll have stuff, and then a month or so later, you're like, it's not going to happen.
maybe they're just not as far along in the big ticket things that they,
Yeah.
Maybe, but like.
which
how-
can only
I
be a
wonder
few
how-
things if you think about
Yeah,
it. But
their bigger ticket things right now would be the PES, the Pro Evolution Soccer, and then what's the other one that they have right now?
maybe come out of the woods with the Silent Hill.
Maybe. Please.
That'd be cool. I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I'm realizing I never play Konami games. The more I Like,
Yeah.
I'm hearing titles. I'm like, oh yeah, I have never played it.
Yeah.
They really have like 2 or 3
Big ones.
known
Big
known
IP.
Because
like,
they were the
game
ones that
stuff.
made
That's about it.
or published. I might be totally wrong, but weren't they the ones that did like the Metal Gear?
Yeah.
They
yeah.
published those.
When Kojima was still a part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was
It,
right.
I think
guess.
they've since stopped now. I think they had one that was.
Don't they still own,
me.
they still own the
They still
IP,
own
right?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They just Kojima was the mastermind behind all that.
Yeah.
So.
So are we thinking? You want to talk about like predictions of what we
Yeah,
want
like
to see?
what do you guys want to see, and what do you think we're gonna?
Honestly,
if
I
there's
don't
anything-
know. Like, I haven't been keeping track. I don't know what's coming out right now. It's kind of been like a slow couple years.
It
with-
really has been.
Everything's kind of shut down. Obviously, the biggest thing for me, I guess, which is a little weird, is Halo Infinite.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that was supposed to come out like 2 years ago.
And they flubbed it like a lot of companies have been doing now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that one scares the crap out of me because I love Halo a lot.
Yep.
And there's been some issues. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I'm
Yep.
excited and trying to keep my expectations down for that.
There you go.
But I don't know what else really huge is coming out. Maybe just teasers.
Huge.
Media.
Teasers. Teasers.
Teasers,
Definitely.
I don't know. Maybe a teaser for God of War, the new one.
Yep.
Which they actually pushed that back. Did you hear?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard
I
that.
was
I
gonna
heard
say.
that. But
Unfortunate.
They pushed that back another year.
maybe a little something to keep you.
Held over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sony's not gonna be there, right?
Nope. Sony's
No.
not there. The big three that weren't there, like I said, Konami, Sony, and EA are kind of the big three that aren't going to be a part of it.
And honestly, most of the huge stuff is coming from Sony,
Yeah.
as it has been for a while now. Like
Yeah.
I would say, Horizon Forbidden West, which is coming out pretty soon.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna
but
be a good game.
That's just Sony. Have you played
Zero Dawn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zero
I got
Dawn,
the,
right?
I actually platinumed it on PS4,
Yeah, me
so
too.
I
Fantastic
Great.
game,
I
by
really
the way.
enjoyed it.
Recommend
Wonderful
it
game.
highly.
yeah, extremely good.
Um,
Which also I haven't played the DLC for that yet.
That's really good,
but
actually. I platinumed that as
Sony
well.
gave that away. Like they gave a digital copy of the game with the DLC away on
Mm-hmm.
PS4, so I actually might go back here sometime soon, for sure before the new one comes out. And
It was one of the
play that.
free games, the deluxe edition or whatever, on
Yeah, it was like last
PS
month.
Plus or whatever
Yeah,
a
last
while
month,
ago.
2 months
But
ago.
it came full DLC and stuff, which was really, really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, that's not going to be E3 though. So I really don't know what's going on.
The one that stood out to me, 'cause it's not potentially not game related, but Gearbox is supposedly doing something at some point during the weekend. Gearbox meaning Borderlands.
Yeah.
It might not necessarily be a new game. I know they've got the movie
I
in
doubt it.
production. If they might talk about that a little bit, which kind
Oh,
of
man.
worries me.
That's a whole
not.
other conversation. Let's not talk
Yeah.
about
What,
I'm
that.
not-
right now.
Borderlands, Borderlands movie?
They're doing a movie.
We'll
Yeah.
get into that later.
haven't
Let's
heard
let's
that.
not delve into it.
Who's
Oh my
voicing
god,
Contra?
Jack Black.
Wait, are you serious?
We'll leave it there. It gets much worse.
Yes. that could be a whole
That might
episode.
be the only thing that might be okay. Which moving on,
Anyway,
we're gonna get stuck on that
yes,
one for a
yeah.
while. But
that'll be a topic for next week. But
yeah.
so that's kind of what I'm hoping we get some announcement for that.
I've heard. Like, I mean, it's not gonna be another game. I'm almost positive. Borderlands 3 coming out, so recently.
Yeah.
But
I still need to finish that game.
they're still making DLC for it, I believe. I think there's like a season 2 DLC.
Yeah. I have the
something
season
around-
pass, but the person I was playing the game with, like I had a playthrough I was going through with somebody, haven't talked to them in forever, I guess, so I just kind of stopped playing it, but I want to pick it back
Sure.
up again.
I'd be down to put that again. I love Borderlands.
Yep.
Honestly, I think 3 was a little bit of a not as good
Not
as
as
2.
great,
It
like-
kind of went downhill for me a little bit,
Yeah.
which I don't know why. Like they did what usually we want people to do as fans, gamers. Like stick with what you're doing, what's good, what people
Yep.
love. But like they
Yeah.
didn't innovate at all, really. I don't
Yeah,
think, and
it's
it kind of
the same as 2.
it
And
got a little monotonous. The story wasn't as good. It's hard to trump. What was that? Handsome Jack.
Handsome Jack.
That was really
that's-
good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I heard tales of them doing something with Tales from the Borderlands again, which I don't know if you've played that. Jeff.
I
That
played.
was
I
really,
played
really
a
good.
little
that was
bit of it.
fantastic.
I loved it. I really hope they do something more with it.
that was
I'd love to see
fantastic.
it.
Recommend that as well.
Yeah,
guys.
that was really good. That was the Telltale.
Yep, the
Yep.
Telltale series.
Yeah.
Which rip. But
Oh yeah, they died.
yeah, that was
They
Probably
died and
my
did actually
favorite
harder than
Telltale
Weston
series,
did
actually.
week 1.
yeah.
Well,
They,
that's
ha-
not
they
hard.
haven't
That's
been
not
resurrected
hard.
yet either,
No,
like him.
no.
So
So,
someone
about-
bought him though.
Yeah,
I don't remember who.
Yeah, I know the one thing I'm looking forward to the most for E3, and you guys are gonna laugh. It's actually not Elder Scrolls 6 because I know that that's not gonna be out.
It's not
Starfield.
It won't.
Starfield.
a teaser. At
That
least.
is
Yeah,
Bethesda's
an
new.
actual
Well,
teaser.
they've been.
It's their new IP.
It's
I
their
know.
new IP, but what have they been working on since Fallout 4? Literally nothing. Okay, so since Fallout 4.
Well, yeah, you could have said that a year or two ago.
Well,
that
no,
they should have
I-
released something
I
from
know.
Starfield.
So that's what I'm saying. Like they're going to have. I think
They have to.
Starfield comes out this year. I think it comes out in November.
This year, huh?
Well, when they
I
released
would-
Skyrim and when they released
Sure.
Fallout, they released I guess they officially announced them at E3 that year. You know, there was rumors and
Sure.
there were swirlings going around about it before then, but it hit the point where
You thinking holiday?
it'll be November. Starfield will come out in November, and then what's going to happen is after that, the new IP will be done. They're going to wait not next year, but the year after. So I guess 2023 will be Elder Scrolls 6 is kind of what I'm thinking. I don't think they're going to release a big game 2 years in a row. I think they're going to try to ride that wave of Starfield out, or just depending on, I guess I can't even say depending on how Starfield goes, because it's not like they're going to be able to say, oh yeah, we're going to rush this forward a year. But I think they've been taking their time on it so much because everyone knows that Bethesda is such a buggy, broken mess with every single game.
I heard they're still on the creation engine with
and that,
Starfield.
see, that's what I'm afraid of, man.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that that's like
So
just a
terrible.
rumor, and they come out and say we have a whole new engine specifically for this, which for me, being an Elder Scrolls fan, would be huge because I would love to see them, get the bugs of this new engine out with Starfield, and then that way, when Elder
You
Scrolls
gotta
6
start
comes
somewhere.
out, they do. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want the Elder Scrolls game to be the first one on this new engine. I want something else there. And I think Starfield being a new IP would be perfect because, like, oh, sorry, we haven't made anything like this before, so there's going to be a few bugs. We've never made space exploration, which I think is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, No Man's Sky for me was such a cool concept, and I love what the game kind of is. I haven't played it as much as I'd want to.
Yeah.
But it's
Good
one of those games
concept,
where...
bad execution.
Yeah, and it's one of those games where I love the idea
Yep.
of being able to take off a ship from a planet, go to another galaxy, and do whatever you want. And I'm kind of thinking that with the way Bethesda makes games, it'll be very similar to that. And I hope that it's something like that where you get like a ton of exploration.
Yeah.
Not on such a huge scale.
Yeah.
But where you maybe have, let's say you can go, like, and it's not going to take place in our universe, I don't think.
It's gonna be incredibly narrative driven.
Yeah.
It will be.
As,
Like, there's going to be a story.
all
But
Bethesda games are, which is much better than just pure
Open
No
well,
Man's Sky.
yeah,
stuff
but
like
then
that,
also with Bethesda games too, when you play Skyrim, for instance, you don't have to do the main story ever.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
But
so
that's
that's
what
the
builds the
thing.
world, though.
It's what it. Yes and no. I mean, you can get to the point where there's dragons, and then honestly, after that, do whatever you want, and it's going to be just as fun.
Yep.
But the fact that you're going to be able to take that and go, this planet or this planet or this planet
Sure.
or this planet, and just kind of do whatever you want. I can't wait to see what they do with that. I'm excited for it. I think they're going to. Do we know when Bethesda is going to have when Microsoft thing? It's a weekend long deal.
Their Bethesda's is, I think, during the Microsoft. It's a part of.
It's
the
a part of the
Microsoft
micro.
one.
But when is that though?
is that Saturday?
I believe. Yeah, it's Saturday. I think.
Okay, because that would be extremely.
I'll double
fun.
check the schedule.
Be at a wedding.
I think Weston's already
No, Weston's got
I'm
it.
getting toward that.
Weston's already on it.
But yeah,
But yeah, I think that's one thing I'm really looking forward to. That's my main prediction is that Starfield comes out in November. I don't have the calendar of November in front of me to say it's going to be this day because usually they
Sure.
release on a Friday now, I guess. It used to be Tuesdays, but now they moved it to
so
global.
you say holiday this year.
Yeah.
I say beginning of the year next year.
You think they're skipping the holiday?
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't think they will, just based off the fact that it's been how many years since they've
Sure.
already released a game.
I get it.
I don't think they're missing another year. They
Okay.
can't.
So Microsoft will have their Xbox and Bethesda game showcase starting at 10 a.m. Pacific time or 1 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday.
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 On
So
Sunday,
they're
okay.
one of the final headliners then.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys doing? We could hang out here.
Sunday.
And we could have like a
Not sure.
stream where we react to it if you want.
Well, they go through Tuesday, so
Yeah, it goes into
Oh yeah,
next
it goes
week.
into next
Oh,
week.
okay, well.
But,
Weston, what are you
we'll
looking?
talk about it.
Have you thought of anything or seen anything that you're looking forward to?
Well, I've been so busy trying to like learn things about like the new Unreal Engine 5, which is in early access, stuff like that. I haven't really looked at the E3 showcase and thought too much about that at this point. As a total geek of somebody who like I've always loved the Legend of Zelda series, so I'm excited for the Nintendo one and hoping that they actually do something
Breath of the Wild
for
2.
the 35th anniversary.
Yes.
What they did back in February was a total letdown, if you ask me. They announced Skyward Sword HD, and that was pretty much it. And it's not even
Some
the
weak
greatest
stuff.
in the series. It's just like at the cost that they're asking for it, and then what little they're actually adding. It was like, come on, Nintendo, give us a little something. So I'm hoping they do something a little more for it. My inner geek is just really hoping that all they were doing was trying to sell a little bit more for their Mario 35th stuff.
Yeah.
And trying to hold off so nobody just stopped and was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to save off for this. But I don't know. Otherwise, I'm always a fan of the Square Enix stuff as well.
Yep.
It's,
I mean,
That's Final
that's me.
Fantasy, right?
Final Fantasy,
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts,
Tomb
Dragon
Raider,
Quest.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Not Spider-Man anymore. No, man, that's Insomniac. My bad.
Yeah, you also have like Star Ocean and a few of those. So those are some of their bigger IPs. But
Oh,
so
man.
Speaking
Sorry,
of
Sony, but I love more Spider-Man.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome.
Yes.
Right.
Speaking of big IPs and stuff, and you brought up Nintendo, rumors have been going around for the last 6 months to a year. I don't remember when they started, of a new iteration of the Switch,
Pro.
the Switch Pro. Here, I put this on Twitter. This needs to happen. If they don't call it the Super Nintendo Switch and have a collector's edition where it's gray and like
Purple?
gray and purple, like the old school Super
That'd be cool.
Nintendo, I am going to be so disappointed. I want the Super Nintendo Switch. I don't want Nintendo Switch Pro. I want it to be called the Super Nintendo Switch, and I want the retro gray and purple color scheme for it. I think that'd be so cool. But then also Breath of the Wild 2, or whatever they're going to call it officially, will come
There's
out
got to
this year
be
as well.
some sort of teaser
Well,
or something for Breath.
that has to
something
come
I
out
will
this year.
say is this: if you look at the history of their console releases, they almost always release alongside a Zelda game. If you look at the GameCube, it released alongside Wind Waker. If you look at the Wii, it released alongside Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
If you look at the Switch, it released alongside Breath of the Wild. And you can go back and back and back, and it typically does reflect each other.
So
So
Super
my
Nintendo-
expectation is that their next iteration of the Switch will come out alongside a Zelda game, which is likely going to be
Super
Breath of the
Nintendo
Wild
Switch.
2. So they're probably going to come out with a special edition of that for it, but probably not going to be quite what you expect. But I would actually love what you're saying right
Dude,
there.
wouldn't
as
that be
well.
awesome? Can you imagine the Joy-Cons are the same exact color and look exactly like the Super Nintendo controllers? And like they just have
Man,
the whole thing.
that was my very first console I ever played on.
So
was
the
Super
nostalgia
NES.
would be
So-
huge for you, and that's something that we need.
And for pure nostalgia's sake, like you have to take out the game and blow on the cartridge and put it back in.
Oh yes,
Yes.
dude.
Because
Yes.
that fixed the game every time, all the time,
Perfect.
always.
I'm surprised you said grab that Nintendo 64 cartridge next to you, and just for old time's sake, you know.
You know it. So, what do you think are the odds are that you'll get some other form of Skyrim?
Do they next gen it?
Milk it even more.
Skyrim
How
PS5.
many more versions can they create?
Well, okay.
I mean,
so
indefinitely,
it-
really.
I know this won't ever happen now because they've been bought by Microsoft, but this would be really funny. Elder Scrolls 5 on the PlayStation 5, and you just have like a stupid edition for it where it's even more broken than the PS3 version because why not? I don't know. That'd just be kind of funny to me. But
What a meme, man.
Yeah.
now,
So
what's
dumb.
more likely? Legitimate question. What's more likely here? Skyrim being ported to next gen, or GTA 5? Because they've both been
I'm
ported
surprised
a lot.
GTA 5 isn't already.
I know. I kind of am too. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's more likely? Do you think it's going to be GTA?
Like,
if
Two
anything gets
worst
announced,
games milked ever.
And the thing
Understatement.
about GTA is it's becoming more popular again. Like it died for a couple of years, but especially the GTA RP, like the no
the
pixel
streamers
stuff,
on.
it's getting more and more people back into it.
Well, part of the reason it died so bad is because they haven't done anything with it.
Yeah.
There's been nothing new.
It dies because you lose your fascination with it. It's just the same sandbox crap all over again.
Yep.
And You stop
I think I've
playing
played-
it, and then you go back, and it's the same thing.
I think I played GTA 5 for maybe 2 hours with GTA Online with a friend. We were just driving around, crashing mopeds into other cars and stealing cars from people.
Wow, you just described the entire
It's
game.
fun for an hour or two.
Yeah, exactly. We played it for 2 hours.
Then it's
you know?
like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like after 2 hours, we were like, yeah, okay, I'm done. And I
Yeah.
know there's a lot more stuff you can do with it. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
So
I will say the RP side of it does make the game better, depending on what company is running it. There's a couple different ones I know, but
that's a whole different discussion is
Yes.
about GTA roleplay, because I know for a fact I would be the guy that doesn't take it seriously. Like, you get those people that they play
You'd be
legit
back-
cops.
you'd be
I
kicked
would,
off.
I'd be
so
booted
fast.
so fast, because my whole point would be I'm gonna see how many people I can piss off in the shortest amount of time, because they're way too serious with it.
Wait,
they actually,
you don't
like-
do that anyway in normal life?
Okay, I mean, I did make a few enemies this weekend at work, but that's beside the point. But the whole thing is I would purposely go out of my way to. That's a whole different topic for a whole other day, though. We can talk about that at some point.
yeah.
But I gave my predictions. Dan gave what you want to see.
Kind of. Just, I don't know, Halo Infinite to be good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be good. Do you think it's gonna happen? Let's just
Oh,
give
yeah,
a
they'll
yes or
talk
no.
about
Okay.
it for sure.
Yeah.
Have to.
Come out this year.
I think so.
Okay.
I'd say holiday this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like to see enough to actually get excited about, you know?
Yeah.
Something to actually hit me out and like, wow, that's unexpected. That's cool. I'm looking forward to that. I haven't had that from an E3 in a long
In a
time.
long time.
Long time.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
really
been a
want
couple
something
years.
to just kind of come out and just give me a good old right hook.
Out
And,
of left field, not expected at all. would
Those
be-
world premieres that just like, oh my gosh.
Well, see, also they haven't. They didn't do an E3 last year because
They did. It was they had to like scramble because they had everything set for an in-person thing, and they had to just throw everything online, which is what they're doing again this year. It's all digital. There's no like live audience. But next year there's
Takes the
supposedly
fun out of it.
It really does.
next year supposedly, hopefully they're gonna have everybody back and
Don't know why they wouldn't. But
Okay.
groups full. But it
Yeah.
is all kind of digital this year, unfortunately. But
Yeah. And depending on what time things are, I haven't looked yet, but if you guys are down to get together and maybe do like a reaction stream, we can just kind of sit on the couch and watch it on the TV or something. I'm down for that. But
it
that,
depends on the time. But yeah,
Well,
we,
we'll
we, can
see.
we'll talk about it a little bit.
yeah, we can figure it out later. But
yeah,
I
Sorry,
think-
just an aside here, but what are you guys' favorite E3 moments ever? Just if you had to pick one.
Oh.
I know what mine is for sure.
See, I think my favorite one would be when they did announce when they did the teaser for Elder Scrolls 6.
Yep.
Because it was open. I was so happy.
That was your favorite.
That was in recent memory.
Ooh,
recent
Elder Scrolls
memory.
6, the words. That's it.
I have to go with the same thing, but not for the same reason. Jordan and I watched it. Were we downstairs? At
No,
the
we were
time?
watching
we were
it
up
right here.
watching it right here.
And Tim was here, too.
I watched this man tear up.
So your reaction to his reaction?
Yes, that was my favorite
I was like,
thing.
yes, it's finally coming. Like, we needed it.
Finally
coming in
5 years.
In a
It was
decade.
beautiful.
It was
In a
great.
decade.
It was beautiful.
My favorite for sure is after, 10, 15, 20 years of just toying with people and finally, given the teaser for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Mm-hmm.
That just blew my mind. That was awesome.
I'm actually not even sure.
Some love there.
So,
But
I don't know. Like, I've
You're
had
such a
a
liar.
couple of ones that I really enjoyed.
they were cutting onions that day, okay?
Yours is probably what, my second favorite with the
Just
Final
that
Fantasy
reaction,
VII.
man.
But I'd say probably my favorite was oh gosh, I'm one of those that okay, I'll be the first to admit it, I'm a total Zelda fanboy. So back when they released like just started actually giving us information about Breath of the Wild that first time, that hit me hard. Okay,
Yep.
I'm a total fanboy for Zelda. I'll be the first to admit it. No shame here, but
It's
so
all
that
good.
one hit me hard.
That's all
But
good.
then Final Fantasy VII, probably number 2 for me.
Yeah, actually, Breath of the Wild was my first ever Zelda game, so I didn't
Really?
I didn't really have. I never played them growing up. I
Sure.
I played a lot of different games on the Nintendo 64 and stuff. And
If you
I
have a
just
chance to
never
play
had
any of them, A Link to the Past on Super Nintendo.
Now I
dude,
do have
my very first video game right there.
Isn't that on the Switch for the Virtual Console? I think.
think it is
So
now, right?
I actually have access to a lot of them.
That one's really
man,
worth playing.
Get one of those online Super Nintendo controllers and play like that. The nostalgia is just.
Weston didn't cry. No, he didn't. He's a man, unlike Jordan.
It's true. By the way, I have no tears. They just don't come. Sorry, fans.
Love you, Jordan. He only cries for legitimate things.
Jordan, just words make him cry. A few. Actually, it's not even words, just pixels on a screen. That's all it takes.
Sorry, Jordan. JK,
Next
guys.
topic
JK.
now, Weston. What did you want to talk about?